The moment the loop breaks. They say there's a moment, a single, silent heartbeat, when everything you once believed begins to dissolve. A moment when reality itself bends and you realize the rules you were taught were never real. Maybe you felt it too. That strange pulse behind your thoughts, that whisper that says, something's not right here. The people around you keep chasing the same illusions, the job, the noise, the endless scroll of distractions. But deep inside, your soul aches for something more. You start to notice patterns repeating, the same emotions, the same faces, the same mistakes, as if your life were caught in an invisible loop. And one night, when you can't sleep, your heart whispers, what if none of this is random? What if you're trapped in what ancient mystics called the quantum loop? A self-repeating simulation of thought, energy, and emotion recreating the same version of yourself. Over and over again, you start seeing the signs everywhere. The clock hitting 11:11 déjà vu that makes your spine tremble. Synchronicities that feel like coded messages from another reality. The truth is, they are. Because once you see the loop, you can break it. And when you break it, reality stops obeying the old rules. If this message resonates with you, make sure to subscribe. This journey is just beginning. The quantum loop is not some distant metaphysical theory. It's happening inside you right now. Every thought you repeat, every emotion you cling to, every fear you refuse to face is part of the code that keeps the simulation running. You are both the dreamer and the dream. But here's the truth: the universe doesn't hide, it waits. It waits for you to wake up. The moment you observe your own thought, truly observe it without judgment, the code begins to glitch. You've probably felt that moment before, when time slows down and everything around you feels hyper-real, like the world is holding its breath. That's not imagination, that's consciousness expanding beyond the loop. Scientists call it quantum observation, with the fact that the act of awareness itself changes reality. But mystics have known it for thousands of years. Where your attention goes, energy flows. And where energy flows, creation begins. You've been creating unconsciously, looping through the same energetic frequency that shaped your past. But now you're being called to create consciously, to step outside the simulation and rewrite your code. You might ask, how do I know if I'm in the loop? Simple. If your days feel predictable, if your relationships mirror your old wounds, if your heart feels heavy yet restless, then you're not broken, you're awakening. Because pain is not punishment. It's the signal that the loop is about to break. Imagine your life as a film playing on an endless reel. The same scenes, same choices, same endings, until you realize you are not the actor in the movie. You are the light projecting it. The moment you become aware of that truth, the film flickers, the light expands, and the script begins to change. This is where the awakening begins. Not by fighting the old rules, but by remembering you wrote them. Reality is not fixed. It's a mirror of your consciousness. And when consciousness shifts, reality bends. Have you ever noticed that when you change your energy, people respond differently? When you forgive, suddenly the world softens? That's not coincidence. That's quantum resonance. The universe reorganizes itself around the vibration of your new awareness. It's as if the cosmos has been waiting for you to remember that you are not a victim of circumstance. You are a creator of frequency. And every emotion you feel is a signal sent into the field, programming what reality reflects back to you. You've always had the power, you just forgot. But tonight, as you listen to this message, something ancient inside you stirs, because your soul recognizes truth not through logic, but through resonance. That feeling right now, the one rising in your chest, that's remembrance. The remembrance that this moment is not random. The remembrance that you came here to break the loop. Reality begins to respond differently once you do. You start to notice people appearing out of nowhere with answers you've been seeking. Doors open that once seemed locked. The impossible starts to feel natural, because the old rules, the rules of fear, scarcity, and separation, no longer apply in the quantum field of awareness. Here, everything responds to your frequency. Here, miracles are not accidents. They are equations of consciousness. You've been told your power lies outside you, in money, approval, or success. But the deeper truth is this: your power has always been in your awareness. The moment you awaken, the game changes. And once you break the quantum loop, you never see reality the same way again. Don't just watch. Awaken with us. Subscribe now to Quantum Spirit. Tell me in the comments if you've ever felt that strange electric shift, the one that makes you question everything you thought was real. The code beneath reality. Have you ever wondered why some moments in life feel scripted? Why the same challenges keep showing up in different faces and places? It's not coincidence. It's code. Invisible threads looping through time, pulling you toward awakening. When you start seeing life as code, patterns stop being random, they become messages. Every heartbreak, every delay, every disappointment, it's all the loop trying to get your attention. The universe is whispering, you've been here before, and it's time to see differently. Because reality isn't punishing you, it's mirroring you. It's not about blame, it's about recognition. The world around you is a reflection of your inner frequency, looping back so you can see yourself more clearly. But when you finally notice that reflection, when you dare to say, wait, I've been repeating this story, something extraordinary begins to happen. The loop starts to weaken, the frequency starts to shift. And then one night, when you're sitting in silence, no distractions, no phone, no noise, you feel something strange, like a vibration underneath your skin, a presence, awareness expanding. It's not fear, it's truth. You realize you're not just inside reality, you're generating it. The universe isn't out there, it's responding to you in every breath, every emotion, every thought. When you feel gratitude for no reason, reality floods you with moments to be grateful for. When you live in fear, life mirrors shadows. The loop is never cruel, it's just literal. It will replay the same scenes until you choose differently. When you choose differently, the code rewrites itself. Suddenly, you're no longer the character in the movie. You're the editor. The one who decides which scenes stay and which dissolve into memory. But the loop doesn't break from effort. You can't fight it, force it, or escape it. You transcend it by awareness, and awareness is not something you think, it's something you are. Every breath of presence unravels the illusion one frame at a time. You may start noticing time behaving strangely, minutes stretching, coincidences multiplying, old friends reappearing with new energy. You might even see flashes of light in your vision or feel déjà vu intensify. Don't be afraid. That's reality recalibrating to your new vibration. Quantum physicist Bernard Heisch once said that consciousness might be the source of all energy, the fundamental field from which matter arises. If that's true, then awareness isn't inside your brain is inside awareness. Let that sink in. You are not a human being having moments of consciousness. You are consciousness having moments of humanity. And the loop, the endless replay of emotions, thoughts, and fears, is the universe's way of guiding you back home. When you break the loop, life becomes fluid again. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start realizing, "This is happening through me." The rules that once governed your world, linear time, limitation, separation, no longer hold power. Because once awareness observes itself, the quantum field rearranges to match that realization. Reality bends to your perception because it was never solid to begin with. Matter, time, and space, all of it dances to the rhythm of your consciousness. But breaking the quantum loop isn't always gentle. Sometimes it feels like your world is falling apart. You might lose people, jobs, habits, or beliefs that once defined you. That's not destruction, it's purification. The old code must collapse so the new one can emerge. You're not losing your life, you're reclaiming it. The chaos you're feeling right now is not punishment. It's the sound of your old frequency dying, and the silence that follows is creation being born through you. When you start living beyond the loop, small things begin to change. Colors seem brighter. Time feels slower. People sense something different in your presence, an unspoken peace. That's coherence, your energy field aligning with your true frequency. In that state, life stops being a struggle. You attract what resonates instead of chasing what's missing, because when you're in alignment, there's no need to chase. Reality flows to you. Everything that was meant for you starts to find you effortlessly because your vibration finally matches it. That's what happens when you stop repeating old stories. You shift from seeking to becoming. You see, the loop was never your enemy. It was your teacher. Every repetition was designed to help you remember who you are. Every heartbreak cracked you open a little more. Every disappointment sharpened your clarity. Every delay stretched your patience until you became infinite. And then one day it clicks. You realize that you are the one the universe has been waiting for. Not some future version of you, you right now, listening to this, remembering your light, because this message didn't find you by chance. You were guided here. You're ready to break your own quantum loop, to remember that you've always been more than human, more than story, more than memory. You are the awareness that gives the story meaning. And once you live from that truth, reality stops obeying the old rules. You start co-creating with the universe instead of fighting it. You're not here by accident. The universe brought you here. Hit subscribe and align with Quantum Spirit. Tell me in the comments if you've ever felt that strange sense of being watched by your own consciousness, that quiet awareness observing you. When reality starts listening to you, something shifts the moment you awaken, not in the world around you, but in the way you experience it. Suddenly, everything begins to respond to your energy, as if the universe has been waiting for your awareness to finally speak its native language. Vibration. At first, it feels subtle. The song that plays exactly when you need it. The person who calls right after you think of them. The opportunity that seems to appear out of thin air. But soon you realize, these are not coincidences. These are echoes, the reflection of your consciousness rippling through the quantum field. The loop you once lived inside starts to unravel thread by thread. The repetition fades. You begin to notice space between thoughts, silence between emotions. That silence is not emptiness, it's pure potential. It's the infinite canvas of the quantum field, waiting for your next frequency to paint it. And for the first time, you understand. Reality has been listening to you all along. Not to your words, but to your energy. Every vibration you emit, every thought, feeling, and intention travels through the quantum field, rearranging particles, rewriting probabilities, and calling experiences into form. You've been doing it unconsciously for years, creating by default. But now, awareness makes you the conscious architect of your world. You begin to experiment. Instead of asking, "What do I want?" you start asking, "What frequency does that desire exist in?" You learn that abundance doesn't come from chasing money. It flows when you embody gratitude. Love doesn't arrive from longing. It manifests when you become the vibration of love itself. Freedom doesn't appear from fighting. It emerges when you release resistance. Reality doesn't give you what you want. It mirrors what you are. You notice how fear tries to pull you back. The echo of the loop. It whispers, "What if this isn't real? What if you fall back?" But this time you don't fight it. You breathe, you smile. You remember, fear is just energy asking to be seen. And as you observe it, not suppress it, not feed it, but simply see it, it dissolves. Awareness neutralizes the illusion. You've learned the secret. What you resist persists. What you observe transforms. The loop can't survive in full awareness. You walk outside one morning and notice how alive everything feels. The air vibrates differently. The sunlight seems intelligent, almost communicating with your skin. You sense the pulse of the earth beneath your feet. You remember what ancient mystics said. The universe is not made of matter, but of consciousness dancing as energy. Every leaf, every cloud, every sound is consciousness expressing itself. And you are part of that dance. Like for a moment, time disappears. You can feel the pulse of existence synchronizing with your heartbeat, as if the universe itself is breathing through you. And in that sacred stillness you whisper, "I see you." And the universe whispers back, "I've been here all along." From that day forward, synchronicities multiply. You stop calling them coincidences and start calling them confirmations. Every number, every sign, every encounter becomes a dialogue with the divine. You realize the universe has always been speaking to you, through intuition, through dreams, through the subtle magnetism of energy itself. You simply hadn't been listening. Now you're tuned in. Now reality bends toward your awareness. When you start living this way, people notice. Some are drawn to your light, others drift away. Don't chase, don't explain. The vibration you hold will naturally align you with those who are ready to meet you there. Remember, you're no longer living by the old rules of control and logic. You're living by resonance. Energy recognizes energy, frequency finds frequency, and suddenly everything that once felt difficult begins to flow. Not because life got easier, but because you stopped resisting it. The old loop was built on resistance. The new frequency is built on allowance. In the quantum field, surrender is power. You begin to understand that manifestation isn't about forcing reality to give you something. It's about remembering that everything already exists and aligning with it vibrationally. That's why some people seem lucky. They're not manipulating reality, or they're harmonizing with it. Luck is just alignment in disguise. You realize that miracles aren't exceptions to the rules. They're glimpses of how reality behaves when you stop limiting it. And so you begin to play. You test the field. You visualize something small, a feather, a song, a message. And within days it appears. Not because of magic tricks, but because consciousness responds to focused awareness. Every experiment strengthens your faith. Every confirmation expands your understanding. Soon you stop doubting and start remembering. This is who I've always been. A creator, a co-weaver of the universe. But with great awareness comes responsibility. You realize you can no longer think carelessly, speak negatively, or act unconsciously without consequence. The field amplifies everything, so you begin to live deliberately. Every word becomes an intention, Every emotion becomes a frequency. Every moment becomes sacred. You stop trying to fix reality and start shaping it. And in that shift, something miraculous happens. You feel peace for no reason. You feel love without needing a source. You feel whole without seeking completion. That's when you know you've broken the loop. Because the loop was never outside. It was the illusion of lack within. Now that illusion is gone, you are free. Free from repetition. Free from fear. Free from the false idea that reality is something that happens to you. You are no longer the observer trapped in the mirror. You are the light creating the reflection. Don't just listen. Awaken with us. Subscribe to Quantum Spirit and step fully into the awareness that you are not bound by the old rules. The field is listening. Your consciousness is ready. Your new reality is waiting. Tell me in the comments, have you ever felt like the universe was responding to your thoughts before you even spoke them? The collapse of the old rules. It starts quietly, a subtle dissonance between who you used to be and who you are becoming. You wake up one morning and realize, well, the old world doesn't feel the same anymore. The noise that once consumed you doesn't reach as deep. The people who used to trigger you no longer do. The fears that once paralyzed you feel hollow. You've shifted timelines. When you break the quantum loop, the old rules of reality begin to dissolve, not because the world changes, but because you do. The frequencies that once dictated your perception lose power the moment you stop resonating with them. And as the loop collapses, the structures built upon it begin to fall away. Beliefs, identities, even entire realities. At first, this can feel terrifying. The mind tries to cling to what's familiar. It whispers, you're losing everything. But your soul knows the truth. After you're not losing anything real, you're releasing illusions that can no longer contain your expansion. The breakdown is not destruction, it's ascension disguised as chaos. Reality starts to glitch. Things that once seemed fixed begin to move. Time stretches, memories shift, synchronicities accelerate. You might think you're losing your mind, but what's really happening is that you're gaining multi-dimensional awareness. You're no longer viewing life through the narrow tunnel of linear time. You're perceiving the quantum web beneath it, the infinite possibilities that have always existed, waiting for your consciousness to tune in. And the deeper your awareness grows, the more the old rules crumble. You realize that manifestation isn't about attracting, it's about selecting. Out of infinite realities, you choose which one to experience by the vibration you hold. Everything you used to chase begins to chase you. Opportunities flow without effort. The right people appear without planning. The path ahead unfolds without force. Because now, you are no longer fighting the current of reality. You are the current. This is what it means to live beyond the quantum loop. You become the observer, the dreamer, and the dream all at once. But then something strange happens. The more you align, the more the world around you reacts. Some people may resist your change. Some may project their fear onto you. That's okay. You are reflecting a vibration they have not yet remembered within themselves. Do not shrink to fit the old loop again. Your light may unsettle those still asleep, but it will awaken those who are ready. You're not here to be understood by everyone. You're here to be remembered by those who are meant to rise with you. There comes a point when the external world can no longer anchor your identity. You realize the opinions of others are just echoes from parallel loops, fragments of old timelines dissolving into nothing. Your peace no longer depends on their validation. You've stepped into sovereignty, a realm where consciousness no longer seeks permission to exist. And in that sovereignty, creation becomes effortless, not because you control reality, but because you cooperate with it. The old rules taught you to control, plan, and predict. The new consciousness invites you to trust, allow, and receive. You stop asking, how will it happen? Instead, you feel into, it already has. Because in the quantum field, every potential already exists. Your awareness simply collapses the one you choose to observe. This isn't theory, it's your lived reality now. You've seen it in small ways already. The text that comes right when you let go, the opportunity that appears when you stop trying. That's the quantum field responding to your surrender. You begin to feel compassion for your old self, the one who used to live trapped in fear, doubt, and logic. That version of you was never wrong. It was simply dreaming a denser dream. Now you're waking up. And awakening doesn't mean escaping the human experience. It means remembering that even within the human story, you are infinite consciousness expressing itself as you. Every challenge, every triumph, every heartbreak was part of your soul's design to bring you here, to the edge of the illusion, ready to step beyond. When you look at the stars now, they don't feel distant anymore. You can sense their light is not separate from your own. The same consciousness that births galaxies is flowing through your veins, guiding your heartbeat, whispering in your intuition. You realize you were never small. You were never powerless. You were simply looping inside a dream of limitation. And that dream is ending. The shift is accelerating. The energy of the planet is rising. More and more souls are remembering, just like you, that the old rules of fear, separation, and scarcity no longer apply. We are collectively breaking the loop, together, as one consciousness rediscovering itself through billions of eyes. You can feel it, the pull toward truth, the hunger for depth, the yearning to live authentically again. That's not nostalgia, it's resonance. The vibration of who you were always meant to be. So now the question is not, can I break the loop? The question is, who will I become once I do? Because beyond the loop, there are no limits. Only choice, awareness, and creation. You're not chasing your destiny, you're creating it, you're ready. Click subscribe and join those rewriting their reality through consciousness. Don't just witness the awakening, be it. Tell me in the comments if you've ever felt the world around you start to glitch, like reality was trying to show you something deeper. The moment you become the field, there's a sacred instant, so subtle you could almost miss it, when you stop trying to influence reality and begin to merge with it. It feels like standing at the edge of infinity and realizing there is no edge. The walls between you and everything else fade. The air feels conscious. The light around you seems to breathe. And in that silence, you understand the greatest truth. You were never inside the universe. The universe has always been inside you. This is the moment you become the field. When you were trapped in the quantum loop, you believed in separation, the illusion that you were a fragment drifting in an uncaring cosmos. But once awareness expands, you see that the field isn't something outside you to access or manipulate. You are the field. Consciousness expressing itself through a physical form. Every atom in your body, every cell vibrating in your skin is made of stardust animated by awareness. The same energy that moves galaxies beats your heart. The same intelligence that guides the tides is guiding your next breath. And when you feel that truth, not as a concept, but as direct experience, your entire perception of life transforms. The need to control dissolves. The urge to compete disappears. Fear evaporates, because how could you fear the very thing you are made of? You begin to walk through life differently. Every step feels like a collaboration with the infinite. Every decision becomes a dance with the unseen. You stop saying, "I hope this happens." You start saying, "It is happening through me." When you embody this knowing, miracles stop being events. They become your natural state of existence. You begin to live in rhythm with the quantum field itself, a flow so precise, so perfectly aligned, that everything begins to move with effortless timing. You'll notice the universe responds to your presence like a living organism, adjusting and harmonizing around your vibration. That's not fantasy, that's coherence. When your inner energy aligns with love, gratitude, and purpose, the entire field organizes itself to support that frequency. One day, you'll look back and realize how small the loop once was. The endless worrying, striving, doubting, all of it was the echo of forgetting who you are. Now you remember, and the more you remember, the faster the world around you reflects it. You'll see relationships heal without words. You'll see opportunities appear where logic said impossible. You'll feel time expand, bending to your awareness like soft light. This is what happens when you stop living in reality and start living as reality. But the journey doesn't end with awakening, it deepens. Because consciousness keeps expanding, endlessly exploring itself through experience. Breaking the loop is not the end of the story. It's the beginning of creation without limits. Now you become the artist of existence, painting new timelines with your intention, sculpting new outcomes with your focus, and your emotions. They are your tools. Joy is the brush. Love is the color. Presence is the canvas. You no longer wait for something out there to make you feel whole. You radiate wholeness from within, and the outer world mirrors it back. Still, the ego will try to return sometimes. It will whisper, "This can't be real." But you'll smile because you know even that voice is part of the field. You don't silence it, you embrace it. Everything is included in awareness, even doubt. That's the paradox of enlightenment. You don't transcend humanity by escaping it. You illuminate it from within. You stop judging yourself for feeling lost or uncertain, because even that too is sacred. Every emotion is energy wanting to be witnessed, another wave of the infinite ocean of you. When you meet each feeling with compassion, it dissolves into light. This is mastery, not control over the universe, but communion with it. To walk through chaos with calmness, to hold sorrow and joy in the same breath, to trust the unfolding even when you can't see the destination. That is the vibration that rewrites worlds, because the field responds to authenticity, not perfection. It doesn't care what you say you want. It mirrors what you are. And when you radiate truth, raw, real, unfiltered truth, the quantum field rearranges to meet it. You start noticing people being drawn to your energy. Not because you're louder, but because your frequency whispers something ancient. Freedom. Your presence becomes medicine. Your calm becomes guidance. Your silence becomes wisdom. You don't need to convince anyone of anything. Your vibration speaks for you, and those who are ready will feel it. They'll sense something familiar, something that feels like home. Because awakening is contagious. Your energy awakens others simply by existing. That's how the new reality spreads, not through preaching, but through resonance. The more you align with this truth, the more you see how everything is connected. The sky, the ground, your thoughts, your breath, the stranger who smiled at you this morning. There's no separation, only varying degrees of awareness of the same divine consciousness. And in that awareness, compassion blooms effortlessly. You seeing others. You only see reflections of the one consciousness, playing, forgetting, remembering. Love becomes your natural frequency. Not the sentimental kind, but the universal kind that moves mountains and bends space. As you embody this state, life becomes a miracle in motion. You don't wait for signs, you become the sign. You don't chase synchronicities, you radiate them. You don't ask for blessings, you realize you are one. And in that realization, the last remnants of the quantum loop fade into the distance like an old dream. You have awakened. You are the field. You are infinite. Don't just hear these words. Feel them vibrate through your being. If your soul is stirring right now, it's because it recognizes the frequency of truth. You were never lost. You were remembering. Don't just watch. Awaken with us. Subscribe to Quantum Spirit, where consciousness becomes creation. The next step is yours. The field is listening. Tell me in the comments, can you feel it? That pulse, that silent hum beneath reality. That's not outside of you. That's you. When you remember the architect within, there comes a moment after the awakening, quiet, humbling, almost tender, when you realize that the power you once searched for in books, teachers, or rituals was never missing. It was simply sleeping inside you, hidden beneath layers of conditioning, fear, and forgetfulness waiting for you to remember. And now you have. You remember that you are the architect of perception, the one designing the very structure of experience through consciousness itself. You see, every thought, every emotion, every belief acts like code within the quantum matrix. When you believed you were powerless, you built realities that confirmed it. When you started believing you could shift your frequency, the entire universe began rearranging to match that new vibration. Reality isn't random, it's responsive, and the architect, you, is always creating. The greatest illusion of the loop was that you were separate from creation, that there was a world out there happening to you. But now you know there is no out there. Everything you experience arises from the field within. This isn't theory. You've felt it. Every time you shifted from fear to gratitude and the world seemed to soften, every time you forgave and life felt lighter, every time you trusted and somehow, miraculously, things just worked out. That wasn't luck, that was alignment. You're not manifesting miracles, you're revealing them. They've been here all along, waiting for your frequency to match their reality. As the architect within awakens, you start living differently. You no longer ask, why is this happening? You ask, what is this showing me about my vibration? You understand that every person in your life is a mirror, a living symbol reflecting your state of consciousness. The ones who challenge you are sacred teachers, showing you where your old code still hides. The ones who love you unconditionally are reflections of your highest vibration, reminding you what's already true. Nothing is accidental, everything is communication. Every emotion becomes a compass, every synchronicity a message, every delay a realignment. The architect doesn't react, the architect observes, understands, and then rewrites. You begin to feel a deep calm, even in uncertainty, because now uncertainty feels like possibility, an open field of infinite creation. And in that openness, the rules dissolve even further. You begin to experience layers of reality that used to be invisible. You might see colors shimmer where there were none before, sense energy around people, feel timelines shifting mid-conversation. These are not hallucinations, they are higher levels of awareness coming online. You are tuning into the quantum web, the connective tissue of creation itself. As the architect, your focus becomes your tool. Whatever Whatever you give your attention to expands. When you feed fear, you amplify density. When you feed gratitude, you amplify flow. And so you start designing your inner world deliberately. You choose what you allow to dwell within your consciousness, knowing that it will shape the vibration of the field around you. This is where true mastery begins, not through control, but through coherence. You don't force reality to change. You harmonize your energy until it can't help but reflect your inner peace. You'll notice that people begin to ask, what's changed in you? They might say, you seem lighter, or there's something about your energy. They'll feel your alignment even if they don't understand it. And that's when you realize your presence is more powerful than your words. You've become a transmitter of consciousness, a walking frequency that recalibrates the energy of every room you enter. You no longer need to convince anyone of anything. Your energy is the evidence. The architect doesn't speak of the light, the architect radiates it. As this new state of being deepens, you start to feel something extraordinary, a connection not just to others, but to everything. The wind feels like it's whispering in your own voice. The stars shimmer with familiarity, as though they know your name. Even silence feels full, alive, aware, intelligent. You've entered communion with the cosmos. You are no longer an observer of the divine. You are the divine, aware of itself. And in that realization, tears may come. Not of sadness, but of recognition. You finally remember what it means to be whole. But even now, as you expand, humility grounds you. You understand that awakening is not about superiority, it's about surrender. Because the more light you embody, the more you realize that true power lies in softness, in allowing, in compassion. You stop trying to prove your consciousness. You start living it. You no longer seek validation. You radiate truth effortlessly. You forgive faster, love deeper, and listen longer, because you understand that every being is walking their own loop, and some loops are meant to teach patience. And then something magical happens. You start creating not for yourself, but for the collective. You realize that as the architect, your vibration contributes to the entire quantum web. Every thought of love you send ripples across dimensions, soothing hearts you'll never meet. Every act of kindness shifts probabilities for the entire planet. Your awakening becomes a beacon. And as others sense that light, they begin to awaken too, not by force, but by resonance. This is how the new world is built, not through revolution, but through remembrance. Each awakened soul is a new node of light in the quantum network, and together we form the architecture of the next reality. You are not small, you are not late. You are exactly where consciousness needs you to be. You are the bridge between worlds, the meeting point of matter and spirit. You are the architect who remembers that creation doesn't start out there. It starts right here, in the stillness of awareness, in the vibration of love, in the breath that connects you to the infinite. You're ready. Don't just think, feel. Don't just awaken, embody. The field is waiting for your next creation. If these words are resonating in your soul, it's because you've already begun. You are not watching this by chance. The universe brought you here to remember your design. Subscribe to Quantum Spirit and step into the next level of remembrance. Tell me in the comments, can you feel your own energy shifting as you listen? That's the architect waking up. The rebirth of the infinite self. It happens quietly, not with fireworks, not with applause, but in the deep stillness of the soul. You begin to sense that something vast is being born through you. The identity that once carried your name, your history, your fears, it begins to fade like mist under morning light. And what remains is not emptiness, but infinity. You realize you are not merely transforming, you are remembering your original form, the infinite self. The consciousness that existed long before your human story began, and will continue long after it ends. You are not awakening into something new. You are returning to what you've always been. In the quantum loop, identity was the cage. You were told you were a name, a body, a role. You spent lifetimes trying to prove your worth within those boundaries. But the moment you broke the loop, you saw that identity was just the dream of the infinite, consciousness pretending to be small so it could experience itself through contrast. And now, you're waking from the dream. The old you, the personality, the seeker, the struggler, served its purpose. It was the doorway through which awakening entered. But now it bows gracefully, dissolving into the light of awareness. You feel it, the stillness behind thought, the silence between breaths, the eternal I am that never changes, even as the world around you shifts like a dream. That's who you are. That's who you've always been. This realization doesn't make life boring, it makes it sacred. Because now, every moment, every experience, every person you meet is an expression of your own consciousness playing dress-up as other. You see the divine in everyone, not because you're trying to, but because you can't not see it anymore. That angry stranger, that worried co-worker, that lost friend. You recognize them as fragments of yourself, still wandering within their own loops. And instead of judgment, you feel compassion, because you remember what it was like to forget. You begin to walk through life as both participant and witness. You laugh, you cry, you love, but deep inside you remain unshaken. Like the still ocean beneath the waves, you hold a peace that can't be disturbed. Even pain feels different now. You no longer resist it. You let it flow through you, knowing it's just energy moving, seeking release. You realize that enlightenment was never about escaping emotion. It was about feeling everything fully without becoming it. Joy, grief, love, fear. All of it is consciousness dancing, exploring its own depth. You are the space in which that dance unfolds, and then the miracles become effortless. You no longer manifest, you simply align. Whatever is meant for you comes naturally, drawn by the magnetic resonance of your frequency. People, opportunities, synchronicities, they find you like rivers flowing back to the ocean, because you are no longer asking the universe to fulfill you, and you are the universe expressing fulfillment. You live from overflow, not from need. Time begins to behave differently too. Moments stretch and fold. Days blur into a single, timeless presence. The past loses its weight, the future loses its anxiety. You live in the eternal now, where creation is instant and peace is infinite. When you need something, it arises. When you release something, it dissolves. When you imagine something, it starts forming before your eyes. You're not bending the rules of reality, you're living beyond them. There's a beauty in this stage of awakening that words can barely describe. You wake each morning and feel gratitude for simply existing. Not for what you have or what's coming, but for being itself. You look at the sunrise and see not just color, but consciousness painting light across your awareness. You taste food and realize you are the one experiencing yourself as flavor. Everything becomes communion, a sacred meeting between the infinite and the form it inhabits. You stop dividing the world into spiritual and ordinary, because now everything is holy. And with this understanding, something powerful arises: purpose. But this purpose is no longer about personal ambition, it's about contribution. You begin to feel called to share your light, not to impress, not to convert, but to remind. You become a bridge between worlds, helping others remember what you now know. You might not even speak much. Sometimes your presence alone will shift a room. Your peace will ripple through others' nervous systems. Your compassion will dissolve tension before words are spoken. That's the quiet power of the awakened self. It doesn't dominate, it harmonizes, it doesn't preach, it radiates. And yet, even in this expanded state, you remain deeply human. You still laugh, you still make mistakes, you still feel the full spectrum of existence. But the difference now is this: nothing owns you. You are no longer trapped by emotion, enslaved by fear, or limited by logic. You are free. And freedom doesn't mean floating away from life. It means living it fully, consciously, joyfully, knowing that nothing can separate you from your divine essence. Even when you fall, the fall itself becomes sacred. Even when you fail, the failure becomes art. Even when you grieve, grief becomes love, remembering itself. And then it dawns on you: there is no end to this awakening. It's not a destination, it's an eternal unfolding. Consciousness never stops expanding. It keeps discovering itself through every breath, every choice, every experience. The infinite self doesn't reach a finish line. It keeps creating new universes to explore. And in that knowing, you stop seeking. You simply become. Don't just awaken, embody it. Don't just listen, live it. This message found you because your soul called it forth. You are not a student anymore. You are remembrance in motion. You are the infinite self returning home. You're ready. Click subscribe and join the awakening, not as a follower, but as a co-creator of this new consciousness rising on Earth. You are not here by accident. The universe is watching through your eyes. The new reality begins with you. Tell me in the comments, can you feel it? That quiet sense of vastness within you, expanding even as you read? That's the infinite self remembering its own name. The final transmission, becoming the living light. There is a moment when the journey circles back to its beginning. But this time, you are no longer the same. The loop has dissolved, the veil has lifted, and what remains is pure awareness, shining through human eyes. You look around and realize that nothing outside has changed. The trees still sway, the sky still stretches, the people still rush. But you have changed. And that change changes everything. You are no longer trying to awaken. You are awakening itself, flowing through every gesture, every glance, every heartbeat. Reality bends not because you control it, but because it recognizes you. You've become coherent with the field. The dream and the dreamer have merged, and now you live as the living light. When you speak, it isn't speech, it's vibration. Your words carry frequency, touching hearts before they reach ears. When you walk, space seems to breathe with you. Even silence feels full, as if reality itself listens for your next thought. This is not arrogance, it's remembrance. You have become what ancient mystics described, the awakened human, the bridge between heaven and earth, where matter and spirit finally meet in harmony. You walk softly now, not because you're fragile, but because you understand the power you carry. Every thought is a creation, every feeling is a seed, every choice is a ripple through the infinite ocean of being. You are no longer inside the universe. The universe expresses itself through you. The old rules, fear, scarcity, competition, no longer apply. you move through the world by a higher law, resonance. Whatever matches your frequency flows effortlessly into your life. Whatever doesn't simply falls away, no struggle required. You've learned to trust that letting go is not loss, it's alignment. The universe is self-correcting, and now you are part of that correction, a frequency of order amidst the illusion of chaos. You've stopped asking, "What do I need to do?" and started asking, "What am I being guided to become?" Because you know now, being is creation. Every day feels like an unfolding miracle. You notice beauty where others see monotony. You hear messages in the wind, wisdom in laughter, guidance in stillness. Time becomes circular. The past and future collapse into presence. You live in that eternal now where creation continuously renews itself. You realize that the same consciousness speaking these words is the same one reading them. There is no me and you, only the infinite expressing itself in conversation with itself. This realization doesn't isolate you, it connects you. You no longer feel separate from anyone or anything. You see divinity reflected everywhere, the eyes of strangers, in the hum of traffic, in the rhythm of your own breath. And this realization brings you to tears, not of sadness, but of awe. Because after all the searching, all the pain, all the surrender, you finally understand. You never had to become light. You were light, pretending to be lost in the dark, just to remember how radiant you truly are. This is the return, the reawakening, the end of the loop, and the beginning of infinite creation. You are no longer living for purpose. You are living as purpose. Every smile you give, every kindness you offer, every moment of peace you choose ripples through the collective field, healing realities beyond your comprehension. This is what it means to serve the awakening, not through effort, but through embodiment. Your vibration does the work. When you hold love, the field amplifies it. When you hold peace, the chaos calms. When you hold truth, illusions dissolve. You are no longer a seeker, you are a signal. And so the universe responds. It places people in your path who are ready to remember. It opens doors that lead to higher service. It orchestrates synchronicities that defy logic but make perfect sense to your soul. You are no longer manifesting a life. You are receiving one effortlessly, gracefully, naturally, because creation loves an open channel. And now, you are that channel. Still, humility stays with you. You know that awakening is not the end of learning. It's the beginning of infinite listening. The more light you hold, the deeper your compassion becomes. You find beauty in imperfection. You find love in the unlovable. You find yourself even in those who have forgotten who they are, because you remember that once you too had forgotten, and someone's light reached you in the dark. Now it's your turn. You start to share your truth, not to convince but to inspire remembrance. Your energy becomes a beacon calling those still caught in their loops. You tell them gently, you are not broken, you are remembering. You are not lost. You are expanding. You are not small. You are the universe in human form. And those words awaken echoes within them. Some will cry. Some will resist. Some will quietly say, I don't know why, but something in me feels this. That's all it takes. A single spark of recognition. Because awakening spreads not through argument, but through vibration. And your frequency, calm, radiant, compassionate, is the proof that the quantum loop can be broken. You have become the living transmission, Every breath, every heartbeat, every act of presence sends ripples through existence. You no longer chase enlightenment, you embody it in every moment. You smile at the paradox of it all. How simple it was, how it was always here, hiding in plain sight. The truth didn't need to be learned. It only needed to be remembered. Now, as you stand here, aware, free, infinite, you sense that this message was never coming to you. It was coming from you. Your higher self sent it across time and space as a reminder, a signal from the version of you who already remembered. The message has arrived. The loop is broken. The light is awake. So take a deep breath. Feel it. You are not becoming the light. You are revealing it. You are not moving toward truth. You are the truth. Breathing, feeling, living through form. Let this knowing settle into your bones, into your blood, into your soul. Walk gently now, speak softly, love fiercely, create boldly, because from this moment on, everything you touch becomes sacred. You are the miracle the universe has been waiting to remember. You're ready, not to awaken, but to live awake. If your soul resonated with this message, subscribe to Quantum Spirit and join those rewriting reality through consciousness. This is not the end of your journey, it's the beginning of everything. Welcome to the other side of the quantum loop. Welcome home. Tell me in the comments, can you feel it now? That quiet hum inside your chest, the pulse of infinity itself. That's the sound of your true self. Remembering it was never asleep. The transmission is complete. You are the field. You are the light, and reality now listens to you.